Our guest has been needling me that there's not a huge crowd. Well, we're working on it. People are just waking up out here in the mountains.
Darren back there,
We've got Sportsnet's Ryan Leslie with us from Sportsnet Flames. Let's bring him in. Hour 2, by the way, is brought to you by Original 16 Great Western Beer. Extra smooth, extra refreshing. Find Original 16 at a store near you today. Do we have Ryan Leslie? Are we good to go with it? There he is. He's on your screen. You're used to watching him on the Flames games, but you've seen him on this program enough, and he joins us here today. Now, again, you said that it's a typical day for you. The Flames are just wrapping up practice. You might have to bolt. Is that the deal?
I may, yes. They have a daily Zoom availability to which we probably should listen to what they have to say, coming off a big win, getting ready for Alberta. So, yeah, we're keeping an eye on things. I'll just check every now and then if that's okay. And nothing urgent, but great to be here.
Oh, I always love spending time with you, Ryan, as you know.
It's been a long time in person.
Years?
You and I had a World Junior date years and years and years ago. And
where we became close.
Yeah, I think so.
A decade ago.
I think it went up to, it started here, if I'm not mistaken.
No, it started in Edmonton and came. Well, the camp was here.
That's what it was. Yeah, camp was here, up to Edmonton and back. Yeah.
It was a wonderful time. People still talk about that. Do you ever think about that World Junior Canadian team? Because I do. Jonathan Huberdeau is a big star.
Yeah. There are a lot of big names, including you, Sammy Cosentino. We're going back.
Hey, it was the last year ever on Sportsnet, by the way. Just so you know, on Sportsnet Radio. So we, Sammy and I and you made it what it is today.
Yeah, that's right. Well, I'm glad you're back in town. It's great to catch up with you. This is awesome. I know that your show's all over the place. You're nationwide. You're everywhere. You're Calgary, you're Florida, you're Saskatchewan. It's great to see the show doing what it's doing. And from what I understand, somebody was telling me, I think it was last night, he was telling me that this show is got a huge following in the States, which I'm pumped to hear for you, bud.
It's a lot of it, just so you know, Ryan, and thank you for all the kind words, is the hockey coverage. They don't get it down there. And you know, right off the top, we haven't come up with a poll question yet today for Capital Auto Mall Universal Collision Center. We don't have one. But a TV network in Canada here tweeted, what's the best arena in the NHL? And I just said that it was Edmonton. You've been to them all except for Seattle.
I've been to them all.
What's the best arena? And I'll just take it off your plate for the Saddledome. You can vote for your own.
Okay.
What's the best arena
Detroit,
in the NHL?
Hands down.
Really?
Yes, hands down.
Little Caesars?
Yeah, unbelievable. Unbelievable. You know, you walk on the concourse there, and it's like you're in Yaletown in Vancouver, and it's beautiful. And the concourse, the bowl itself is gorgeous. The restaurants and everything inside the arena, you can access them from the street as well. So if you just want to come in and watch the game, you go that out. It's absolutely gorgeous. Don't Edmonton stuff. Stop it.
Would Edmonton ever rate even if Detroit hadn't opened? Like, it seems like you hate Edmonton as much.
No. There's no hatred. I'm just a realist.
It's quite a barn.
Think about it. You're a broadcaster. You wouldn't be able to see the game from where it was originally drawn up. They've had to move down. It's out versus up, and I like up when it comes to arena. I love Montreal. I love Detroit. Seattle, fantastic. What you get when you dump $1 billion into it. But the new one in Long Island, really nice.
There are some great ones, aren't there?
Yeah, there's great arenas. I don't know. I just Edmonton wouldn't even crack my top 10, and it's just because of the lineup.
What about us in Sunrise, Florida? How about that?
You know what? That's a good rink. That's a good rink. I wish they'd kind of pick it up and bring it to Calgary, but no, that's a good rink, just in the middle of nowhere. That's the only problem with that.
Yeah,
the mall.
The mall beside
Put it right in Fort Lauderdale, and let's move on. Right by the beach. Let's go.
Well, they're building a practice facility there, if that means anything to you, in Fort Lauderdale.
I talked to Sam Bennett the other day ahead of his game in Calgary here with the Panthers, and he was saying, man, it is wonderful. I live like a block and a half off the beach. You know, I go to the rink in shorts every day. I mean, how's this for a story? The guy, you know, did everything he possibly could, given the circumstances and challenges, and then he goes to Florida and just woke up one day in the sun, and one of the best teams in the National Hockey League. So happy for the kid.
Well, it's interesting that we talk about that because Florida's through here right now. It's kind of ironic that they have. Let's just talk about that game.
So hold on, have you adopted them as your team now?
No,
is that how that works? Because you're such a bandwagon hopper. 1 minute it's Vegas. It basically whoever's giving you a free coffee. Is that how it works?
Look at my coffee mug right here. It's Calgary Stampeders today. As a lot of my friends that have played in these leagues, I say, who's your favorite team? And they say, who's ever paying me But by and large, Vegas Golden Knights.
How do you sleep?
Very, very well. Incredibly well, actually.
Conviction.
But I say I can't be fanboy around the Florida Panthers as I am with the Golden Knights. This is a professional relationship here. But
okay. So who do you know over in Vegas that's got you so riled up about Vegas Golden Knights?
All of Kelly McCrimmon, Gary Lawless, Shane Knighty.
Good
you know
man.
all those guys.
Good men. Yeah, I was just in touch with Lawless the other day.
Yeah.
Good people down there. They got a good they're running.
Treated us very well when we went there.
But they are good whenever you roll into town, aren't they? All of those people. They're wonderful.
You didn't even say T-Mobile Arena in your best arenas, by the way.
No, I didn't. It's a good barn. Yeah. And the screaming, I don't know.
Not for you?
It's Vegas. It's corny.
I interrupted you. I'm sorry.
Well, I was just thinking about, Kelly McCrimmon, you mentioned those guys, and, just a good crew of people down there. I went to that show, Absinthe, down in Vegas. Oh, my gosh. What a show. Maybe the best show I've ever seen. And a lot of those guys were there, and it was, it's just a good little hockey community they've built down there already. It's something.
Isn't it amazing that they did that in 5 years? Really, a year and a half, and Arizona has never been able to do it.
Well, Roddy, there's some context to that. You know that Arizona wasn't gifted quite as much as Vegas was. Now, they had to get it right, don't get me wrong, and they did do it right.
You think it's because they won right out of the gate?
Yeah, listen, Arizona's been gifted other things. It's being gifted with the life sport that they remain on. So, yeah, I guess different kind of advantages for
as usual. You're a very popular guest with the viewers. Ryan H on YouTube says, I'm curious, are there any historical tributes to the Atlanta Flames in the Saddledome? I did a tour the other night. I didn't notice any.
Yeah, there's some things. Yeah, I'd have to kind of refresh the memory, but certainly they're proud of that part of their past, and it's not center all of them, but I think see even with logos like the assistant is much like the Atlanta Flame logo, and so the assistant wearing the A on the sweater and that kind of thing. But no, there's some nods to that part of their past for sure.
I asked Brendan Parker last hour, and I'll ask you now.
Was he on?
Yeah, he was. Oh. Do we see a new arena in Calgary in our lifetimes? I think you and I are about exactly the same age, so I think I'll live longer, but
probably. And probably. No, I think I think we're gonna. I mean, this is an exhausting soap opera, isn't it, to say the least? But yeah, I think we will. I don't know when. Like if you were to say, is it 5 to 10 years? I don't know that. I don't know how long you can keep going like this. This is one that I think it's going to get done. That's just a gut. I don't have anything that I could tell you why. But boy, this thing just has so many twists and turns, doesn't it, Roddy?
And do people get quite heated over it?
I think when you have major setbacks, yeah, for sure. And I just feel for the group over there that's just trying to get it done. Their communications folks, management. I mean, players, like you got to get something new in here, right? Like when you think of the challenges of a Canadian market, have they ever been greater, Rod? When you think about the social media, you make a bad play, they get hammered on. You don't, the taxes, the travel. Like the travel's insane here compared to the Eastern Conference. It's insane. I remember one February, I think we put 40,000 clicks. It was ridiculous. And then you throw in the challenges of COVID, and then you throw in, so you get taxes, you got COVID, you got social media, you've got Canadian media, you've got an old barn. I mean, it's just the Flames fans, I think we talked about this in the past, they just need a break, and I hope it's coming soon.
I'm with you. Hey, I'm going to put this one right on the tee for you. Young Hoggy watching on YouTube says, hey, Rod and Ryan, would you put your money in a new hockey rink or a new football stadium from the perspective of a Calgary taxpayer? Which one needs it more?
Oh, yeah, hands down hockey. Yeah, no, for sure. It generates the most, and, that event center wasn't there. It was Calgary Next that they originally wanted. Then they settled on this event center, so that kind of took a back seat now. So we'll see what comes next. But, no, certainly, wouldn't you love to have it all one, a football stadium, a practice rink, an NHL arena, all to go along with event center and, everything that could host world-class event. I'm kind of hopeful that still comes back, but we'll see.
A viewer last hour, Chris Chappelle, watching in the rectangle, he wanted me to ask you what you think the Flames need to be a contender? Are they talking about adding pieces here? Has there been discussions on that?
Oh, yeah. Brett Treliving not only is kicking tires, but making calls and having discussions daily about what they need. My guess would be that he would love to add another proven scorer. And I think he would love to add a rock-solid defenseman. I don't know where they are. I don't know how you just go out and get them. This is the hardest thing to pull off trades right now, given all the obvious challenges to go along with the hockey challenges. But, no, he is certainly interested in adding to this group.
Tracy Harwood watching on YouTube says, who sounds more like Peter Labardius, Ryan Leslie or Peter Labardius?
Yeah,
I say Ryan.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Thanks, Ryan. Yeah, he is a gem of a human, a Calgary icon here. You know, it's interesting. I'll tell you a great little story, and maybe you've talked about this, maybe you haven't, but you know what Peter Labardius does? His son is on the spectrum, has autism, and he is such a great kid, Cale.
Yeah.
And he's really turning into a fine young man. And Peter Labardius, now, Lou's son, Cale, is in Edmonton. Lou, during the season, is based here in Calgary and bounces back and forth regularly. Make that drive, make that flight, is always there with him. And what he does when he's here, and you can hear him a mile and a half away when he's doing it, he will call his son's Super Mario baseball game as a professional broadcaster doing the play-by-play for his son who's playing the game, an ongoing season, and calling it as if it were the World Series. I got to tell you, that is one fantastic father. Not only do that and all that, he's just so vested, and it's one of the heartwarming stories. And whenever I am near the house that he's in, I can hear him calling that baseball a block away. So it's just one of the great little things about Lou that, everybody knows him and loves him. And, he's big in Saskatchewan. He's big here in Alberta. He's big across the National Hockey League. But those are the little stories about the character of who he is.
Well,
good people.
I was listening to him leaving the Saddledome the other night, and his style has not changed. I said to the Moose who was in the car with me, since 1991, calling Pat's hockey, he's got such a distinct style.
Yorkton.
Yeah. Well, that too. From our viewers, Kirk Sirota says, depending on the survival of the CFL, I think hockey and concerts should be first and foremost. I'm tired of seeing shows getting skipped here for Edmonton. Roger in Calgary says, yes, Ryan, make it all in one so that football games can be played indoors. Yeah. Oleg in Winnipeg says, I'm waiting for the Flames to threaten a move. That's when I'll know a deal is close. That's from Oleg. Here's another completely outside this. Ryan watching in Saratoga, New York, says it looks like the Rays won't be splitting time between Tampa and Montreal, according to an article released by the Montreal Gazette. Did you see that notification this morning? The MLB has poo-pooed the notion of splitting Rays games.
That's unfortunate. I didn't hear that, but boy, that would have been a treat. So many, wouldn't it? And a little spice into the league, too. Be wonderful. Oh.
But would it not be like one step out the door in Tampa, which I don't think MLB would want?
Oh, yeah. Oh, 100%. Yeah, definitely. And I mean, I'm with you. They probably don't want that, but probably really do want Montreal back. So where's your solution? I don't know. It's another ongoing saga that is really toys with the emotions of baseball and Expo fans.
You and I aren't business guys, so I don't understand how these teams have survived. Like, you listen, I know you got to go after this segment, and we only got a couple minutes, but it was odd in the Saddledome. 50% capacity, if that's what it was. Mm-hmm. Concessions not open. I don't know how these teams are doing it, but thank goodness they are. Yeah.
This is a really tough one because same league, you're looking at, I don't know, the Leafs and the Rangers last night or any game in the States, and it's packed and it's rammed. You were in Florida, and that wasn't exactly packed or rammed, but
they've had big crowds for some games.
They have, and it's the same league, and yet we know anyhow. Unfortunately, it'll get too political no matter which way.
Yes,
and I don't want to go down that road. So I'll just say that it is a crime that we're really not able to enjoy the entire experience. I can't imagine as a business owner right now. You're telling me what? I mean, when the Montreal Canadiens had that first game this year without fans at all, any of them, they lost close to $3 million on one night, one game. Yet every team in the States is rolling in it. So I don't know. I'm glad we have now the decision on not testing the asymptomatic players. I personally like that, but Oh, man, I just wait for this. I can't wait for this all to be over.
Yeah, we're not
putting it mildly. Everybody's in the same boat.
We're not out of it. Northside YEG watching on YouTube says Calgary's such a nice city. It deserves a new arena. He's in Edmonton. Janice Owen, a Stamps fan, says time for a forward-thinking city council in Calgary and thinking of the economic benefits that both the Flames and the Stamps would bring to the city. Hallelujah.
Yeah.
Hey, you got to run?
I do, but it's great being with you. So
thanks for coming down here.
Yeah.
Welcome back. Let's spend more time. Thank you, Ryan. I appreciate you. Ryan Leslie from Sportsnet Flames. We'll get the Moose back in here. We're at the Event Center at Grey Eagle Resort and Casino. Hey, everybody. Thanks for watching the RP Show on YouTube. And don't forget, we're live daily on YouTube from noon to 2 Eastern. If you like what you see, hit subscribe. And if you like the program, check around for other segments of the Rod Pedersen Show here on YouTube.